friends, Rebecca here, the Dragon Librarian from Farmington Community Library, and my friend Callie and I are here today to talk to you about a really special book that we just recently read that we cannot stop thinking about. I think it's something that's really important. I think it's a book that everybody should read. There's something in it for everyone, and you might even learn something too, because I know I did. So I first want to start off by saying that the author is one that I really love. I loved her before I read this book. Some of her more popular or more famous books, The Three Daughters of Eve, The Bastard of Istanbul, both are phenomenal. I want to read all her books. I haven't gotten around to doing it yet, but the ones that I have read are just so good. So without even knowing what this book was even about, I put it on hold because I knew that the author was not going to let me down, and she didn't. So, what is this book that I'm talking about? This book is The Island of Missing Trees by Elif Shafak. The Island of Missing Trees. Now, like I said, I didn't know much about what this book was about when I put it on hold. I just knew, you know what, it's by her, I'm going to love it, I'm going to learn something, and I did. So this is a sort of historical fiction book. So it's historical fiction and also contemporary fiction. The point of view goes back and forth between a little bit in the past and present day. And there's also a really cool thing about this book that I'll mention in a little bit. But so what is this book about? So it's primarily a story that is a love story. It's a war story. It's a story about culture and family and home. And it takes place on the island of Cyprus, okay, in the 70s, and the Greeks and the Turks are fighting. There's war, people are getting shot, things are really bad there, and as many times it happens in these war-torn places, two people on opposite sides of the line fall in love, and that's what the story is about. So we've got Costas, who is a young Greek man who falls in love with a young Turkish girl named Daphne, and it's their love story. So they meet in secret at this tavern, and the tavern is very special because there is a fig tree growing up in the middle of it. So the fig tree is witness to their love. And so that's the historical part of it. It also takes place now in the present, where Costas is living in London in the 2010s, and he's got a young daughter named Ada, who wants to know about her mother who has passed. She wants to know about her heritage. She wants to know about what happened back in the day, and her father won't talk about it. So, like I said, it goes back and forth between these points of view. Ada in the present time, and also Costas and Daphne back in the past, where they are falling in love. But the most unique, awesome part of this story is the third point of view, which actually is the point of view of the fig tree. What? Yes, I'm not even joking. There is a point of view in this book that is told from the fig tree itself, who was witnessing these two lovers. And those are actually my favorite parts of the story. I didn't think or even contemplate that I would love that part so much, but I did. The part that is narrated by a tree. Because the tree is telling it from the point of view, not from one side or the other, but just as a witness to what it is seeing or feeling, what the island of Cyprus is going through during this tumultuous time. Now, this is not something I really knew anything about, unfortunately. I didn't know about, the fighting between these two groups of people back in the day, so I was really interested to learn more about that. And it's told, like I said, through a lens of war and family and love and culture and identity. So Costas and Daphne, when they do flee the island, they end up taking a cutting of this fig tree with them and plant it in London. So this tree that once was in Cyprus, part of it is now living in London. So the point of view of the tree as well is transplantation, right? Something that has been taken from one land and moved to another, much like immigrants, much like, people that have left one homeland to try to start anew somewhere else. So it's a really great parallel between those two ideas as well. This book is so amazing. It's not very long. It's definitely less than 400 pages. It's only a little bit over 300, and there's so much packed in the story. It's absolutely phenomenal. I really, really, really highly recommend this book. Even if it's like I said, not a time period or, you know, situation that you're normally interested in, read it. You are going to get something out of this beautiful story, even if not about the war itself and the love between these two people and their legacy, but just from the tree's point of view of witnessing this war in this on this beautiful island and watching it get torn apart by hate. Such an amazing story. Highly, highly recommend this book. Do not miss it. It is not one to be missed. The Island of Missing Trees. So that's what we wanted to talk to you guys about today. I hope that it sounds really good. I hope you love it as much as I did. Please feel free to come check it out from Farmington Community Library. Also, please give this video a like if you can. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching, friends, and have a wonderful rest of your day.